Texas Toast Podcast is brought to you commercial-free thanks to TSC Entertainment.
They call him the Ride.
Go ahead, put it on real tight. Hope you brought your best tonight. They say they got the fireworks, yeah, they say they got the show. Here around the chutes, you're the best, so let's go.
This is Texas Toast, a production of TSC Entertainment. I'm your host, Miss Helen. Kick back and enjoy as we toast the best from Texas. Hey everyone, welcome to Texas on Toast with Miss Helen, along with producer Kyle. And we have, you know what, our theme is for pretty much the majority of the songs that we're going to preview this week and talk about. They are some good old drinking songs.
Mm-hmm. Lots of drinking in the country music world. Also, I got to point out, I don't even think you noticed what you did there, but you combined the names and you said Texas on Toast. And I like that because I guess it's like HEB. You just go to HEB and buy something and put it on some bread. And there you go. You got Texas on Toast.
No, but this is Texas on Tap. I'm so sorry. See, but that's the kind of stuff I do. Now everybody's going to kind of see my personality and how things happen. But Texas on Tap right now, it's so warm outside. And I just came up from pool yoga, and a cold beer sounds really good right now.
It does. Yeah. But you know what's really cool about that? When was the last time that you're like, oh man, it's hot outside and I could use a cold beer?
Oh, I know. And I want to tell you, when you come here this weekend, bring your mosquito spray.
Oh, yeah.
We are loaded.
Oh, I believe it.
We have like the Texas-sized mosquitoes here. Like Matagorda has, and this part of the coast, I mean, like the mosquitoes are huge. And then there are these they're stingers, and we have these little stingers. Like, yes, last night I was downstairs and working around the clubhouse and doing stuff, and I was just like, it was just like I was on fire.
Oh man.
But I refuse to spray the stinky on.
Yeah, it's bad, and the girlfriend complains when I do it. She says I smell like, camping.
But the funny thing,
you have to. I'm not trying to get killed by those things.
Like one of my girlfriends said, though, that's our perfume in Matagorda.
Yeah.
So much for my Clinique and Estee Lauder.
Oh man, that's funny.
No, but they do have some better sprays now that are a little bit softer and not as harsh.
Gotcha.
But it was just one of those things last night. I wasn't going to be out that long, and I thought, I'm not going through all that. I'll just take the sting. And I was going to tell you, get this stuff, everybody. Look at this little pen. Have you ever seen this, Kyle? Can you see it?
Afterbite. Nope. I
recommend Afterbite to everybody. It's a little pen, and it has like this little tip on it, and you put it on your bites, and that sting goes away, especially for mosquito bites. So, and don't pee in the pool.
Yeah, because it changes colors, it turns blue.
Well, actually, they really don't make that.
Not supposed to tell them though.
I maintain a huge pool, here at the condos, and so I'm like pool girl, clubhouse girl. As out of all the other 5 other jobs I have, I do the pool, and we have a men's restroom and a ladies' restroom, and this is a true summer story. So one day I'm going down checking the pool, visiting with guests and catching up with everybody's summer, and I went to check the men's room. And I came out and I was like, I looked at all the guys in the pool, and I knew how long they had been in the pool. Their floors were not wet at all. So they were all peeing in the pool. So I'll stop there. I'm on a roll.
There you go. I was going to say, how do we shift gears from that? But yeah,
we're going to talk some music.
Well, so there's a few things I do want to just hit real quick before we jump into this week's picks. So I was talking to a upcoming fairly new country artist from Texas named Trey Gonzalez. And he actually sent over his upcoming album to check out. So I got to listen to his whole record, and it's like really, really good. I was very surprised. Not because I wasn't expecting it to be good, but because he's fairly new, doesn't have like a massive following or anything yet, but he's playing shows and stuff. But like the production quality, the songwriting, everything about this record's really solid. So I just wanted to say something about that. It's going to be called Good Thing Going, and it comes out August 20th. So we've got still a little while till that comes out, but we'll definitely be reminding you guys about that.
I want to hear it.
I'll send it your way. I think you'd really like it. And then if anybody wants to check him out, it's at Trey Gonzalez Music on Instagram.
Like, I'm still on the Hot Mess Express. I'm so glad we found that song. I love
Yeah,
that.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. You guys keep reaching out. We keep finding awesome music. Another thing that I wanted to mention, Shelton actually, my buddy was telling me, I had heard the song and it didn't really catch my attention, oddly enough. Not that I'm a huge Aaron Lewis fan to begin with, but usually like I see his stuff when it comes out, and he put out this new song, Am I the Only One? And apparently it's breaking all kinds of like crazy national radio records and stuff, streaming numbers. And I thought it was interesting because he wrote it with Ira Dean and Jeffrey Steele, who are like two of the most like notable country songwriters of all time. It's got a very strong message, so I guess that's maybe why it didn't really appeal to me. You know, usually if it's like kind of preaching down your throat about anything, regardless of what your stance is, it's usually a little off-putting to me. But I just felt like that was worth mentioning, that this song apparently is just like making waves and breaking all kinds of records. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention is two of my favorites, Corey Kent and Colby Cooper, put out a song together this week.
I saw that.
Yeah, and it was the highest debut, obviously. That was to be expected, but great song, really fun drinking song. I called it a sad boy anthem on Twitter, and people seem to like that. But that song's called Ain't My Day.
Okay. So where are we? My turn?
Yeah, your turn.
Okay.
Sorry, I just talked at you for 5
Like,
minutes.
I'm going to save my favorite pick for last, but I'm going to start off with a good old drinking song. It's fun and crazy, let your hair down, and it's just like Texas truth. Anybody that's been out and had a big party night. Anyway, name is Scott Hayley, Overserved. You have to check it out. It's a fun, just like I said, cut loose, let your hair down kind of song. Also, another one that I caught my attention. It debuted at 39 on the charts. It was one of those that had the most ads, and it's coming on strong. Ward Davis, Get to Work Whiskey. Now, Ward has co-wrote, cooperated, and also toured with Cody Jinks, so that one should be doing really good. And now, drum roll, my favorite pick so far, probably all summer, comes from Thom Shepherd, and the name of the song is One Boot. And he has a lot of great songs. Like he has the coastal kind of saltwater soul kind of music that I really groove. So anyway, Thom Shepherd, One Boot, summer song of the year. I'm telling you. I mean, just to tell you about the lyrics, like the hook is one boot in the red dirt, one barefoot in the sand. Enough said.
Yep.
So go check out Thom Shepherd's One Boot.
My first thought when you told me to check out that song was that it was, and you're going to laugh at this, and not many other people are going to understand it, but it was like Mike Black reincarnated. Does that make sense to you?
Oh yeah, because I go back to Flip Flop Cowboy.
That's what
Mike
I'm
Black's,
saying. It just sounded like
you.
everything he sang about in all of his songs, just with a modern production.
Yeah, and that's our kind of people. I mean,
Yep.
like he's just like, he's right in my wheelhouse.
And the coolest thing is we've already got him booked, and he's coming on the show.
Yes. So excited about that.
Sweet. Well, I'll knock out mine real quick, then we'll talk about some moving on the charts.
You got some drinking music too.
Yeah, some more drinking songs. I actually picked a summer song, Beach Vibes song for you this week, and that's Take Me Away Now by Grady Spencer and The Work. Hadn't heard of this group, but it's like a really cool, not super country, but it's got like almost like Jack Johnson kind of vibes, like where it's just hanging out at the beach, surf, vibes, and it was really cool. It was kind of nostalgic, and so definitely check out that song if you like the beach stuff. And then the next one was the biggest jumper this week, and it's another new one to me. His name's Hayden McBride, and the song's called Drinkin' You Away.
I liked that.
Yeah, me too. It was real fresh and like kind of just like I felt like I drank a cup of coffee after listening to the song, but it just really solid production, and they had a double vocal going on through a lot of the song, and it made it feel like I was in the crowd listening to the everybody else singing along, and it was just really fun.
And that's kind of how Overserved reminds me too, kind of like those two kind of mirror each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the last one's Paycheck to Paycheck, Mike and the Moonpies.
So I love Mike and the Moonpies.
Me too. And we haven't talked about them a whole lot, but
always have.
And so this song I picked because it's like the most relatable thing I've ever heard in my life. But yeah, no, it's just it's a fun, fast-paced song. The album art I thought was really cool. It kind of summed up the feel of the song. And yeah, it just another good song from Mike and those guys. So yeah,
fun stuff. I just it's making me want to get that cold beer.
Yeah, right.
I have to be too much responsibility, and the weekend's right around the corner, so it's going to be a busy
about
one.
4 hours, so I just got a little bit more stuff to do.
Oh, yes. All right. So looking at, I'm so excited about this category I'm fixing to go over on Texas Country Music Chart.com because the greatest spin increase, of course, I highlighted Ward Davis, Get to Work Whiskey, Chad Cook Band, Senorita Sky. I'm loving that
Yay.
song. Oh, now there's a close run with One Boot. Is Senorita Sky and One Boot, but good summer songs. Of course,
Yep.
we had Chad on the show. Senorita Sky, awesome song. It's in the greatest spin increase. Josh Abbott Band, they have a new single called Real Damn Good. Sarah Hobbs is in there as well. And then the most ads, Carson Jeffries in that
Oh, wow.
list. Yes,
Nice.
along with Ward Davis, Mickey and the Motor Cars, Josh Abbott, Randall King, and then bubbling under also Carson's coming up. So really proud of Carson Jeffrey since he's kind of like hometown people with me.
Yeah.
But and then looking at let me move down a little bit. Okay, now number one this week on the Texas Country Music Chart.com is Aaron Watson with Boots. He was last week. Clay Hollis has went from 3 to 2 with Ain't Loving You Lately. Mike Ryan, Can Downs at number 3. Randy Rogers and Wade Bowen, Hold My Beer at number 4. And then David Adam Burns with Signs is at number 5.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's good stuff going on. CD Extraction Texas, Aaron Watson's number 1, Mike Ryan, then Clay Hollis, Randy Rogers, Wade Bowen, and David Adam Burns. And guess who's number 6? John Stork.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. He's still working his way up. I guess not surprising, but he just has so much strength on that record. All those songs.
Oh,
are so
yeah.
powerful.
Well, he's had that's not too bad, 20 weeks on the chart, and he's
right.
Yeah, and he moved
Still
up.
going up.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
he moved up from 8 to 6. And I was talking to a musician I work with this week because he's charting on a totally separate chart from what we talk about. And I said, now I want you to get ready because when you get into that top 10, that movement's not going to be like what you've seen since you released and you were getting new ads and you started bumping way up. I said, all of a sudden, you're going to get up there and it's going to be a one spin difference. Then, it's just it's crazy. I love it because I'm such a statistician with sports, and that's what this kind of reminds me of a little bit.
Sure.
Okay,
the nitty gritty.
And the Texas Regional Radio Report, Mike Ryan, Can Down is at number 1. That's the second week he's been at number 1 with that. Clay Hollis is at 2, Aaron Watson at 3, and Brody Lane, Stuck With You, is at number 4, and Caitlin Kohler, Break Another Heart, is rounding out the top 5. So
nice.
Lots of good music, but I can tell you and tell everyone else that's listening, I have had a lot of listening sessions this week and I have a whole list of songs, but I know we're limited with time and I want to just highlight what we can. But I'm seeing a lot of new stuff, a lot of new names, and I see us cycling through, and we're going to see, just like the young man that you said that had reached out to us, I'm really seeing some new talent and some new names and good quality music. So it's going to be fun to watch some of these come up.
And we're here for it, just to catalog it, if anything. So I saw some really cool music this weekend. I mentioned it last week.
Oh, how did it go?
It was real good. Just like you said, Muscadine put on a fantastic show.
Did you love them?
Yeah, they're so good. It's like their songwriting is just so simplistic in a way that's like almost got this like childlike rawness. This sounds ridiculous, but I don't know. Just something about the way they write the songs lyrically. It's so simple and it just hits the crap out of you whenever they're singing it. And it's just, yeah, really, really awesome.
And then their harmony.
Even more so live. Well, yeah, obviously, but everybody knows that. Yeah, so performance was great, and just the message in their songs hit even harder live. It was really nice. Corey Kent was great as always. I've seen him a bunch of times now. Chad Cook Band, saw him for the first time and fell in love. Those dudes like put on, every single person in that band is like a top-notch performer. I was just blown away. Yeah, every single chance I get to see them, I'm gonna have to go and do it again because it was just phenomenal.
I can't wait to get to see them. They're at the top of my list because I have not seen them yet, and I thoroughly enjoyed our visit with Chad. And they have such a great backstory. If you haven't listened to that podcast, go through our library and definitely tune into it because it's good.
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of people really, really liked that episode because we had lots of interaction, lots of people giving me feedback on the episode. So
I did too. I even had some of my friends that have been following Chad Cook since the beginning because Victoria's like kind of close to here.
Yeah.
And they said when they heard it that there was a lot of things they had no idea. They, they've been fans from the beginning, but didn't really know the backstory and how everything came together. So that was a really cool thing.
Very cool. So yeah, I guess maybe I'll see you this weekend if we get to go fishing.
Yeah, so we'll just Trent Cowie, Trent's like become like part of the family here. And so I'm working on some stuff with Trent and of course Trent was supposed to come and fish with us a month ago or whatever. The weather came, they couldn't fish. And so all of a sudden I got hit with, hey, we're all coming and we're going to be here and there. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I know we have a lot of things going on this weekend, and there's one of the most hugest gigantic tournaments is this weekend. And I told Kyle, I said, welcome to my world. You're going to see what we deal with here. But it's the oil mitts tournament, and it's a big charity tournament, and they do a lot of good, and it's a big tournament. A lot of people come, and like I said, they do a lot of great things. So hopefully we can weave our way through the traffic. If we fish, we're not putting it at the harbor, because pretty much that's just for the tournament. Being a local, I know, but we got 2 other boat ramps we can use and be closer to get where we want to get. So we'll work on it. Cool. And hopefully we can make something happen.
Yep. If not, then soon. But yeah, I'm going to try real hard to convince the guys to go down. I mean, like I said, we were looking forward to fishing, so I don't think it'll be too hard to convince them to get up a little earlier.
Oh, Trent's been so ready. I think Trent would probably, knowing him, he'd probably want to finish up a show on Friday and then just head straight here and be sleeping in the harbor waiting for us. He's like me. He's just that kind of person.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So looking forward to that. We'll see what transpires this weekend. These days with people in and out, it's just like I have hardcore plans. Like if it's something specific, like next week is Our Lady's Mermaid offshore tournament.
Right.
But this weekend, I know we have like my mermaid partner that I fished on our team. We're like team coordinators. She's coming in, her husband, and then I think a nephew, and then I don't know who else will show up. That's why when y'all get here, just call and it'll be like, okay, let's do this or whatever.
Cool.
But it's a good thing.
Yeah.
LTD, living the dream.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Anything else for me or the listeners this week?
Yeah, I'm good.
Covered it all. Got it all out. Cool.
Don't pee in the pool.
Yeah. That's the name of the episode. There you go. You know what's crazy, guys? If me and Helen run into each other this weekend, it'll be the first time we've ever met in person. We've been doing this thing from almost 6 months now, and we talk 5-6 times a week.
And I was telling somebody about you, because somebody again had asked me about the podcast, and I said the thing is I couldn't do it without Kyle. And it's like Kyle, and once again we've talked about this before, but we think so much alike.
Right.
Like there's times to where I'm thinking something and I'll get a text or an email from Kyle and I'm like, how did he know what I was thinking? Or vice versa. So yeah, and it's just chill, and we love what we do and we have a passion for it, and then we have wonderful guests. The guests really have made it worthwhile and very rewarding.
Absolutely.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
A loyal group of listeners, and it's only growing. And yeah, I never could have imagined that we'd be at where we're at right now. Just some of the guests that are coming into the inbox asking to be on the show. It's just like, what in the world?
That's pretty cool.
No reason to dive in that. All right, we'll leave it on. Don't mess with Texas and don't pee in the pool.
Oh, and the other thing, and this is just outdoor tips because I'm an outdoor girl and I live on the coast. Don't put your sunscreen on when you get poolside. Put your sunscreen on when you're getting dressed, because number one, it takes a while for the sunscreen to soak in. But number two, if you're using a spray sunscreen, the wind's going to blow it. It's not going to get on your skin. And I mean, I know it may sound like I'm picking, but I literally watched a mom the other day at the pool spraying her little girl down. The sunscreen wasn't even getting on her at all.
Yeah.
And by the end of the day, she was sunburned. So put your sunscreen on prior to, because like when I go fish, I sunscreen first, then put my fishing clothes on. And then when I get on the boat, I'm good to go. And then I'm pretty OCD with retouching while I'm on the boat. Because when you're in the sun as much as I am, like I wear a lot of these long sleeves and things like that. But okay, I think I'm done.
All right.
I told you not to get me started. It's one of those days.
That's why we are here, and hopefully why everybody else is here.
And listen to good Texas music, and listen to our Spotify music
Spotify
too.
playlist, yeah.
Every song we talk
playlist.
about is on our Spotify playlist. It's a good list.
All right, cool. I'll talk to you next week. Cheers.
Okay. Cheers.
Well, you can go to hell. Hell, I'll go to Texas. I've had my fill of every place but home. Well, take away these